Hey, what's up, Munchkins? Okay, last lesson of the day, writer's workshop. All right, we have been working on our opinion pieces, our opinion writing, and you are writing an opinion story on how you feel that schools are closed. We did our Foursquare, right? We put all of our words on paper, and today it is time to go into our stories and it's time to do some editing. When we edit our stories, we go back into our stories and we look to see if maybe we want to add some new details. Maybe we want to fix some things on the page that by accident we did incorrectly. When writers edit, one of the tools that they can use to help them is called an editing checklist. So in your Google Docs today, I have attached a Google document and it actually has 2 checklists on there. So what I did is I took the piece of paper and I just cut it in half, and I'm only gonna need one of my checklist, and you should keep the other one inside of your writer's folder so that you have it for the next opinion story that we're gonna write. So I'm just gonna take this one and put it to the side for a moment. Now, I took my story and I rewrote it on a new piece of chart paper, and I put mistakes in on purpose so that I could use my editing checklist and show you how we would do this. So at the top it says, my writing checklist. There are 3 editing strategies that I would like you to try today. Next to the first box, you have your first editing strategy. And it says, I began my sentence with a capital letter. And down here is an example, and I even underlined the beginning letter of the first word in the sentence to show that it has a capital. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep this strategy in my head. I began my sentence with a capital letter, and I'm going to go into my writing and I'm going to make sure that I have done that. And if I have not done that, then I have to fix it. When I fix all of the capital letters, if I need to fix any of them, then I can put my check mark. So let's go in and let's take a look. I feel sad that schools are closed. Well, hold on. This is the beginning of my sentence, and that is not a capital. So I'm going to show you what we can do. If you spy a mistake in your writing, if you wrote with a pencil, definitely erase it and write in the word or the letter the correct way. I can't do that because I used markers. So how I'm going to edit is I'm going to cross out my mistake and I'm going to write the correct way above it. So this needs a capital, so I'm going to cross that out. And above it, I'm going to write it the correct way. Much better. I feel sad that schools are closed. This period shows me that this is the beginning of a new sentence. Do you see a capital at the beginning of my new sentence? Yeah, neither do I. So I'm going to cross that lowercase out, and I'm going to make sure that I put a capital I. Much better again. I don't get to see my students. My period tells me what? It's the end of my sentence, and this is the beginning of a new sentence. Is this a capital S? No, it is not. So I have to begin my sentences with a capital letter. Staying home can get boring. I miss. We'll worry about that later. We have a period here, which means this is the start of my new sentence, but here I did use a capital, so I don't need to fix that. So now that I fixed all of my beginning capitals, right, then I can give myself a check on my checklist. And I'm going to go to strategy 2. I used punctuation. What is punctuation? They're what we use at the end of our sentences to show a complete thought. Now here, I gave you an example. I love my mom. I put a punctuation mark at the end and I have it bolded, I have it dark. So what I want to do is I want to go back in and make sure that I've ended each sentence with punctuation. So let's see. I feel sad that schools are closed, period, good. I don't get to see my students, period, good. Staying home can get boring, period, good. I miss. Well, well, first of all, that sentence doesn't make sense and there's no punctuation, but I'm gonna get back to that. So far, I have almost all of my punctuation. So I'm gonna go back and I'm going to put a check mark there because I think I have to make more changes there. It doesn't need just punctuation. My last strategy says, my sentences make sense. If you read back your story and you kind of go like this, huh? That means that maybe your sentence needs a little bit of editing. It needs a little bit of work. So let me go back, reread. If there's any sentence that doesn't make sense, I'm gonna have to stop and make sure that I fix that. I feel sad that schools are closed. Closed. That doesn't make sense. Let me see, what's at the end of closed? I have to change this. Closed. I don't get to see, wait a minute, that C looks incorrect. What's wrong with that C? Do you notice something wrong with it? Well, the S is right. Wait a minute, that's a capital E. That capital E has no business there. That's not the beginning of a sentence, and it's not a proper noun. So we're going to cross out my 2 capital E's. You know what, I'm gonna cross out the S too, because I want to write the whole word correctly. And I'm gonna write C. I don't get to see my students. Staying home can get boring. I miss what? What did I write in my story? I said I miss JFK. I forgot to write JFK, and I forgot my punctuation. So I'm going to write JFK. Now you may be asking me, Mrs. Davis, why are you using capital letters in the middle of your sentence? And my answer to you is because JFK is the name of a school, which makes it a proper noun, which means that we need a capital. And I have added my punctuation to the end. So I'm gonna go back into my checklist and I'm gonna check my sentences make sense. Once all 3 of your boxes are checked, that means you have completed your editing process for today. You can keep this if you'd like, or you can throw it away because the only purpose that this serves is to help you edit your work. This is the important piece. Okay, so boys and girls, I will see you tomorrow for a new readers workshop and for a new writers workshop and to celebrate my 36th birthday with all of you. I love you very much. Bye.